Chapter 19. We start as we see a bunch of flowers. We see the MC looking at these flowers with his dead eyes. He's at a flower shop, asking the florist for lilies. He tells her that he wants to buy chocolate lilies. Now we see someone looking at the information about the chocolate lilies. They see that the chocolate lily is also called Kamchatka lily, or black lily. It's a species of fritillary, also known as the Yezo black lily. In the language of flowers, it means both love and curse. We see Momo read this and get pissed as she asks him if he's serious right now as he holds the chocolate lilies. As she's pissed and angry, she screams and says, "Just so you know, what I did wasn't revenge for you rejecting Mari. It was because you pissed the hell off out of me." The MC gives her a serious look and tells her, instead of getting mad at him, how about she stops trying to go through his private matters. She was the one who said she didn't mind him being a liar. Seeing him like this scares her. As she's scared, she asks him if he's really pissed off right now. Mari tells them stop and shyly thanks Momo for worrying about her. She continues and says that thanks to her, the school finally started investigating it, but her important TV appearance was completely ruined. Momo starts blushing as she's embarrassed and says, "It's not like that. It's not like Momo did do it for you. She just did it because she wanted to." She blushes more as she says that her manager was super mad, but it's like really trending on social media, and she ended up startling all the viewers, but she doesn't regret it. Suddenly, she stops and looks at Mari with a dumbfounded look. She sees Mari's eyes sparkling as she holds the lilies the MC brought for her and thanking him for coming there. With love in her voice, she says, "I'm glad." Mari gets really happy as she says that she knew she could really trust him. He said that he hated Mari, but she still really loves him. The MC and Momo can't believe how quick to change she is. Momo wonders if pushing Mari down again will fix her head. Now, the MC speaks and tells them that they should get to the main topic. He asks Mari if she knows who pushed her off the cliff. Mari looks nervous as she says that she wouldn't say that she knows, but she thinks that she heard them. When she was about to pass out, she heard someone scream, "Tsubaki." Now at a random family restaurant, we see Sakaede looking worried as he says, "Yabusan's group pushed Mari off the cliff?" We see that he's talking to Kazi. He asks her if she's telling the truth right now. He continues and tries to say, "That couldn't be," but she immediately stands up and slams the table as she tells him that it's true and to trust her. He averts his gaze from her and looks at the glasses clatter. As he looks worried, he tries to tell her that he wants to trust her, but suddenly he remembers Momo angrily telling him that as a teacher, he's nothing but a pretty face. He remembers this and feels ashamed. He continues and tells Case that of course he wants to help her, but Tsubaki might be a very difficult opponent to tackle. Hearing this worries Keisei. She asks him just who is Tsubaki. There are a lot of rumors going on about her, like she made lots of teachers quit, or that she's the daughter of a politician, but Casey never thought that Tsubaki would be that much of a big shot. Sakaede says that at first glance, Tsubaki was a friendly girl. Taking her upbringing into consideration, her presence would make her surroundings more cheerful. She was a student with a kind charm that's different from Momo's. Sakaede looks worried as he says that Tsubaki's a natural-born leader. She's smart and polite, so he thought she was a great kid who'd be admired by anyone, but only for the first 3 days. He recalls the first teacher of class 1A, who was Utani-sensei. She seemed like a pretty fussy lady to begin with, and that led to her clashing head-on with Momo and the others. He continues and says that besides the frequent harassment, because she was also a science teacher, she kept a parrot in the biology classroom. Utani-sensei said that Tsubaki killed that parrot in front of her. The staff didn't give him any details, so he doesn't know the whole story, but he heard she did it without batting an eye, as if some switch had flipped inside her head. Keisei asks him, wouldn't killing the school's pet give her an expulsion? He replies and says, yes, but Tsubaki didn't get an expulsion. It was Utani-sensei who got fired instead. Now we go back to seeing the MC, Mari, and Momo in the hospital. We see Momo looking concerned as she hears that it might have been Tsubaki who pushed Mari. Momo says that she already had some suspects in mind, but things might get rough if it's Tsubaki. Hearing this confuses Mari. Mari asks Momo, aren't Tsubaki, Erika, and Nagisa from the same middle school? Momo replies and says that she used to hang out with them, but you could tell that those three were especially close. Momo continues and says that Nagisa's caring to her friends, and that's great, but she's quick to retaliate. Tsubaki in particular apparently has pretty influential parents, and there are times when she gets strangely enthusiastic, and if Erika weren't there to hold the reins, Momo doesn't know what kind of trouble would brew up. Mari adds in and says, like, remember our first teacher, whatever her name was? Utani-sensei. After hearing the name, Momo also remembers the teacher and says, "Oh yeah, Utani." Momo continues and says that she doesn't know if Utani was from some good university or whatever, but she was that old hag who had a stick up her ass. Apparently, she got Tsubaki mad and got into a lot of trouble for it. Momo doesn't really get it, but she heard that she cried lots and made a big mess. Even Momo would get put off by that. The MC asks Momo what made Tsubaki angry in the first place. Momo replies and says that Utani picked a fight. She told Tsubaki, "Your parents are the impressive ones, not you." Tsubaki said she'd never, ever forgive Utani. Momo doesn't know what she did, but in the end, Utani was fired. The MC hears this and stays silent. Momo giggles and asks the MC if he got scared of this. The MC replies and says, "No. Doing whatever they please just because their parents are influential just makes them look even more like children." Hearing the MC be so ballsy makes the girls worry. The MC heads towards the door as he tells them that he'll be leaving now. As he walks out, Momo goes out too and tells him to wait. She screams and asks him if he even heard what she said. She tells him that if he doesn't watch out, who knows what kind of trouble he of all people will face. Momo looks at him as she's concerned about him, and he looks back at her. He suddenly looks really pissed as he asks, "I wonder whose fault is it that I now have to watch out for myself?" Seeing him pissed off scares her as she realizes that he's really pissed for sure. He replies and tells her that it's all right. Hearing this surprises her. He tells her that this is his job as a teacher. He walks away as he says this to her. As Momo turns around to go into Mari's room, she says that something smells weird. Suddenly, we see her scream and say that it's the flowers he brought. She screams that he really brought them just to mess with them and they smell like wet rags. Suddenly, we see the same chocolate lilies again. We see the MC standing at the exit of the hospital as he sees someone else carry these flowers. We see a woman in glasses carrying them as she says, "Long time no see, Jimmy-kun." She removes the glasses as she asks him if he's holding himself together. He replies and tells her that it has been a while and reveals that it's Director Takayama. Chapter 20. We see a flashback where someone is holding some flowers and asking Jimmy-sensei if he knows that these flowers are called black lilies. We see the girl smile and say that these flowers represent love, malediction, and one more thing. Now back to the present. We see the director, the MC, and Tenjiku. Tenjiku gets them both a cup of tea and nervously tells the president, Takayama. The president smiles and thanks her. Seeing her do this makes Tenjiku more nervous. Now, we see that the other teachers are watching them from the outside. Sakaede looks at the president and says, "That's the president, Kanoko Takayama." Amari looks at her and says that she's a beauty. Akashi tells them that he heard that she recently inherited her family management, but it's his first time seeing her. He says that she looks so young and wonders if she's still in her 30s. As they see the MC's face, they ask why the president is meeting with him. The president tells the MC that she has come to tell him the entire story. She pulls out a tab and shows the clip of Momo saying, "This injury is about someone getting pushed off the cliff the other day. It doesn't seem like the school will make this public, but I think it was definitely someone in our school that did this. This is no longer bullying. This is a murder attempt." She shows the clip and asks the MC, "Isn't Momo your student?" Sakaede stands outside and listens to the president ask the MC, "A murder attempt at school? There's no way something so fanciful could occur. So unreal. I can't believe it." Hearing this makes Sakaede remember Kase telling him about how Tsubaki tried to kill Mari. He looks worried and doesn't say anything about what Kase said to them. The president continues and tells the MC that the higher-ups are already pissed off by this uproar. There are a lot of recurring problems in the class of first year's Group A. She asks him for what purpose did he ask to be assigned to this class, and she doesn't understand it at all. The MC just sits there silently and doesn't reply. Tenjiku butts in and says, "Wasn't President Takayama the one who hired Jimmy-sensei?" But she gets ignored. The president tells him that she will apologize to both of Mari's parents. If this incident becomes a problem for their school, somebody needs to take care of it, and tells him that she would like him to give a solution as soon as possible. With absolute, soulless eyes, he tells her that he understands, because after all, this is his job. Hearing this shocks the president. She sighs and says, "Your job, you say?" She sighs again as she says, "You never change, huh?" She looks at him and reaches for the ashtray. She suddenly yeets the ashtray at his head and hits him. As it hits him, he starts bleeding. Seeing this unravel makes Tenjiku just freeze in fear. The president looks at the MC as if he's despicable and tells him that she really hates that side of him. As we see the MC bleed and look at her with no expression, she tells him, "You disgust me." As Tenjiku is still confused, she screams and calls the president. The president ignores her once again. She goes closer to the MC and says, "Don't forget, Jimmy-kun." She goes closer to his face and says, "Forever and ever." We see that the other teachers are still standing outside the room and seeing this unfold. Suddenly, someone walks right past them. Sakairi sees this person and gets surprised. Suddenly, we see Momo drop-kicking the MC as she looks embarrassed and angry. Seeing her drop-kick the MC out of nowhere shocks Tenjiku and the president. As the MC's fallen on the sofa, Momo screams and asks him what the hell did he do. We see her angry and crying as she says, "Because of those filthy flowers you gave me. When this stupid brat passed by Momo, he said that the flowers smelled like shit to this super cute Momo." The president looks at Momo clearly and recognizes her. Before the president could say anything, Momo looks at the president and asks, "Who are you?" "Who's this old lady?" Tenjiku screams Momo's name to stop her and apologizes to the president nervously. Momo hears Tenjiku call her president and gets scared as she says, "Don't tell me that she has the highest position." Momo suddenly switches up and apologizes to the president for doing something very rude and that she's always a good girl too. The president is surprised and speechless by this sudden switch-up. Momo suddenly looks at the flowers brought by the president and gets scared as she asks them, "Why are those filthy flowers here too?" and asks if they are that popular. Hearing Momo say this surprises the president. The president gets up and tells the MC that those black lilies are for him. The president tells him to do his best at work. As she leaves, she looks at Momo and smiles at her. Seeing the president smile like that scares Momo. Now back in the hospital, we see Mari sitting on her bed and scrolling through her phone. She suddenly hears the door open as someone says that they are coming in. Now we see a woman ask Mari how is she feeling. Mari gets surprised seeing this person. We see that this person is none other than Tsubaki. Tsubaki laughs as she says, "What is it? You're so startled." She continues and asks if she's not allowed to visit her, and she knows that they are not classmates either. Seeing Tsubaki laugh like this scares Mari. Mari looks really scared as she tries to say something, but she can't. She remembers the MC and Momo and tries to scream and say something, but Tsubaki suddenly says, "The person who pushed me off the cliff was Tsubaki. Is that what you're thinking, right?" Tsubaki continues and asks Mari what would she do if she were to say, "You're right?" Mari replies and says that she definitely wouldn't be surprised. Tsubaki tells her that she didn't stop Momo and she incited Oda. She's continuously been doing bad things. She even incited Mari too, in order to cause lots of trouble for Jimmy-sensei. She goes close to Mari and says, "I think, from the bottom of my heart, it would have been great if you had died at that time." Hearing this shocks Mari. Tsubaki reaches into her bag as she smiles and says that she has a get-well gift for her. She didn't know what to bring, so she didn't put much thought into it and asks Mari to try opening it. But Mari slaps the gift out of her hand in fear and drops it on the ground. We see that it's an envelope which contains condolence money. Tsubaki looks at her and smiles as she says, "How unfortunate." Mari looks traumatized as she asks Tsubaki why is she doing this. Tsubaki replies and tells her that she definitely wouldn't understand. The only one who definitely understands her is Jimmy-sensei. Now we see the MC walking as he holds the flowers which the president got him. He remembers the girl from the past who told him that these flowers are called black lilies. He continues walking as he remembers that these flowers represent love, malediction, and one more thing. Suddenly, he sees a body on the floor in front of him covered with blood. He gets shocked and drops the flowers as he remembers that the other thing these flowers represent is revenge. And this is how this chapter ends. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you,